Hi Albright, why do I keep having these scary, irrational, crazy thoughts? These thoughts, no matter what you do, they don't seem to be going away. You might find that pre-anxiety you are just okay, you could brush off those crazy thoughts. But right now when you're struggling with anxiety, you can't seem to separate yourself from those thoughts. Those thoughts can be repetitive, they are sticky, and you wish there was a switch that you could just switch off to stop your mind from thinking. Those thoughts can go against your morals, they are not who you are, but you can't seem to stop them from coming. So in this particular video, I want to explain why you are having these crazy thoughts. 5 reasons why you experience crazy thoughts. If you are seeing me for the first time, my name is Melly Albright. Albright is an ex-anxiety sufferer who uses her own experience of suffering and recovery to help others who are still struggling. If you have not yet subscribed yet, I will urge you to watch this video up to the end. If you feel like this video is valuable and you want to see more of this content on your timeline, kindly hit that subscription button. In this channel, we create videos about everything concerning anxiety. Any type of anxiety disorder that you're struggling with, you are in the right place. Otherwise, let's get this video started. You might always be asking yourself, why do I experience crazy thoughts? Why not good thoughts? Because you might find that a thought, like maybe you had some good food outside and a thought comes to you, okay, maybe next time I'm gonna try that restaurant again. That thought is not sticky, but those thoughts that, what if I lose control? What if I lose my mind? What if I harm my kids? What if my partner doesn't love me? Thoughts that go against your morals. Those thoughts tend to stick, they tend to be repetitive, and no matter what you do, those thoughts don't go away. So I want to explain to you 5 reasons why you are having these crazy thoughts. The first reason why you experience these crazy thoughts is that our anxiety hormones impact thinking. When you are sensitized, when you are in that state, the fight or flight state, you have stress hormones. What are these stress hormones? The stress hormones are the adrenaline and the cortisol. These hormones flood your body and impact your thinking. When your body has been flooded with these stress hormones, you now not think in terms of logic. You are thinking in terms of survival. Your brain scans around, it sees there is no danger. Now the danger becomes your thoughts. The danger becomes your emotions, how you feel. These hormones are there to help you to either fight this threat or flee away from this threat. And when there is no danger, your brain comes up with the what if catastrophic thoughts. What if it's this? What if it's that? What if I lose control? What if I harm my kids? What if it's a heart attack? Those kind of thoughts, those kind of scary, irrational, crazy thoughts. So when you're having these thoughts, know that anxiety hormones impact your thinking. Every time when you're sensitized, your body always becomes flooded with the stress hormones. So when you're experiencing these thoughts, don't think that it is your fault, you are unique, why are you having these thoughts? It's because you're having stress hormones, and these stress hormones impact your thinking. The second reason why you are having these crazy thoughts is our reaction rewards the brain's behavior. Anytime you react with panic, anytime you react with fear toward these thoughts, you are rewarding the brain's behavior. The brain does not learn. I've always told you, the brain does not learn through logic. It does not learn through affirmation. Anxiety depends on you to see if there is danger. So anytime you react with fear, anytime you react with panic, anytime you avoid, you are showing the brain that really there is a threat, that the threat is real. You need to learn how to respond with courage, how to respond with calm, because your subconscious part of the brain is keenly watching you. Anytime you react, just know that anytime you show any signs of fear, the subconscious part of the brain has taken note of that behavior. So the next time you want to, you want to go out, the next time you want to, start living your life, you're going to experience intense anxiety, because from the past, you have always showed the brain that you are afraid. You are afraid of your own thoughts. You are afraid of your own feelings. You are afraid of a certain place. You are afraid of a certain situation. So anytime you react, you add second fear. Anytime you react with fear, you are rewarding the brain's behavior. I find that this is one of the main reasons that is keeping most anxiety sufferers in the disordered cycle of anxiety. Because when I first talk to someone, when someone joins my coaching program, and I ask them, like, anytime the brain produces those what if catastrophic thoughts, what do you do? Most of the time is always they Google, they panic, they try to solve those thoughts, they try to figure them out, they try to solve them, not knowing that those behaviors are the ones keeping the cycle going, because anytime the brain sees that, okay, these are the thoughts that this person is giving attention, it produces more of those thoughts, because your attention, what you focus on, grows and may even become bigger. The main thing that is keeping you stuck with those thoughts is how you react to those thoughts. I've given you example in the first point, is that when you're having good thoughts, like let's say when you have thoughts like, the vacation was really nice, I'm gonna have some good food. Why is it that those thoughts don't stick? Why is it that those thoughts are not repetitive? Because they are thoughts that you just come and go, you're not giving them any attention. But the thoughts that you consider bad, and by the way, there are no bad thoughts and good thoughts. It is you that gives meaning to those thoughts. There are no bad thoughts, there are no good thoughts. It is you that decide, okay, these are the thoughts that I want to give attention because they are bad thoughts. I feel like something might happen. But thoughts are just thoughts. They are just suggestions of the brain. They are just suggestions that should be left playing in the background. The problem only comes when you add mental stories to them. When you add mental stories, I'm not this way. When a thought comes that is against your moral, you start arguing that thought. You try to make it right that, I'm not this thought and I'm not this, you figure them out. Those are what is keeping you stuck in the anxiety cycle. Anytime you have a thought, just consider it as, mental noise. Let it play in the background. Let the thoughts come and go. Give it its space. When you give a thought its space, it will burn out and stop on its own. You don't need to stop it. You don't need to do anything about it. The action that whatever you are doing, the mental story that you're adding is the one that is rewarding the brain's behavior. The third reason why you're experiencing crazy thoughts is that anxiety will do anything to get your attention. It will do anything to get your attention. Anxiety is an attention seeker, and that's something that you need to know from the word go. Anxiety will do anytime. Anxiety is here to protect you. Anxiety is an emotion that everyone else experiences. It's just that you are experiencing the disordered part because you are afraid of those symptoms. You're afraid of anxiety. You're afraid of how you feel. So when you're experiencing anxiety, because of how you have always reacted, you have shown the brain that there is danger. You are always problem solving. You are always looking for something to solve. Your brain scans around. There is nothing to solve. There is no danger. So it starts problem solving your symptoms, your heart palpitations, the panic attacks. Why am I having these panic attacks? What can I do to stop them? Why am I having this thought? You figure out that thought. You try to stop that thought. You are always problem solving. So the brain says, okay, there is something that is a threat to this person. There is something that is a threat to Henry. There is something that is a threat to Mary. So anytime the brain notices that there is something dangerous, there is something that is a threat to you, it will keep notifying you of that thing so that you can do something about it, so that you can remove yourself from that state of being, of being fearful, so that you can be safe. Your brain prioritizes safe when you're sensitized. That's what your brain prioritizes. It does not prioritize anything else. It only prioritizes your survival. So your brain will keep notifying you. Have you ever noticed, even you struggling with anxiety, the thoughts that you didn't want to think about is the thought that you think about the most, because your brain keeps notifying you, okay, maybe there is danger here, you need to solve this thing, you need to be safe. So your brain will keep notifying you of anything that you try to problem solve. That's why you find that even after, even when you're struggling with, let's say, as a symptom like tinnitus, you problem solve it, another symptom comes up. On Monday you were dealing with heart palpitation, on Tuesday you were dealing with chest pains, on Wednesday today you're dealing with frequent headaches. It is because you keep on problem solving. After problem solving this thought, another one comes up. After problem solving this symptom, another one comes up. Your problem solving will always make anxiety to come again and again and again and again. So you need to stop problem solving. Stop solving the symptoms individually, one by one. You are solving the heart palpitation on its own. You are solving the frequent headaches, because all these symptoms, they belong under one big umbrella, the anxiety umbrella. When you're struggling with malaria, you're gonna have fever, you're gonna have you're gonna have headaches, you're gonna lose appetite. Are you gonna solve the loss of appetite on its own? Are you gonna solve the fever on its own? Are you gonna solve the headache on its own? No, because these symptoms belong under one umbrella, which is malaria. So when you focus on, curing malaria, the symptoms will also go away. The same with anxiety. When you focus on overcoming anxiety, all these symptoms will also go away. So you problem solving makes anxiety an attention seeker. So one of the reasons why you experience these crazy thoughts is because anxiety is an attention seeker, and anxiety is seeking attention because of your problem solving behavior. Cut it at the problem solving. When you cut it at the problem solving, anxiety will not notify you of every symptom, every individual symptom. And when you focus on overcoming anxiety as a whole, you'll be able to overcome these symptoms. The fourth reason why you are having crazy thoughts is that when sensitized, the brain favors the emotional parts more than the logical parts. When struggling with anxiety, logic is thrown out of the window. Logic does not apply. Logically, you know that you are safe. Logically, you know that you are healthy. Nothing is wrong with you. You have been to the doctor, I don't know how many times. They have always told you that you are safe. There is nothing wrong with you. You are healthy. But emotionally, you just can't believe. Your brain always comes up with, okay, but what if? Okay, what if this time? What if the doctors miss something? This is because the emotional part of your brain has taken the driver's seat. The amygdala, which is the brain's fear center, it is the part of the brain that is used in detecting danger. It has taken over the prefrontal cortex part of the brain. The prefrontal cortex part of the brain is the part of the brain that is used in, making logical decisions, that is used in, decision making. So at that, when you are in that state of fight or flight, when you're sensitized, you can't reason logically. It just happens automatically. You are in survival, and your brain does not care about, digestion. That's why you experience digestive issues like, constipation, butterflies in your stomach, diarrhea, loose stool, frequent urination, because your brain does not prioritize. It does not prioritize your pleasure. That's why you find that things that you used to enjoy, you no longer enjoy them. Like, you can have money in your bank account, but it's just like, okay, I even don't feel happy emotions. It is because the amygdala has taken the driver's seat, and you can't reason logically. Logically, you are safe. Logically, nothing is wrong with you, but the emotional part of the brain does not care. It just wants you to, take action. When you are reasoning emotionally, nothing makes sense. The thoughts and emotions will feel real when the emotional part of the brain has taken over. But logically, you need to know that there is nothing wrong with you. Those are just symptoms of a tired mind. They are symptoms of a sensitized nervous system. Your brain is overreactive, and that's why you are experiencing those, those emotions as shouting, those thoughts are shouting. So that's the fourth reason why you are experiencing crazy thoughts. The fifth reason why you are experiencing crazy thoughts is that you fear your own thoughts. And there's nothing as exhausting as fearing your own thoughts. It's a nightmare, because you can always just sit, having a conversation or watching a TV or reading a book. Then you have this crazy thoughts that you have always been avoiding, you have always been trying to fix, you have always been trying to stop. Imagine all that energy. It takes a lot of energy to try and stop a thought. It takes a lot of energy to try and fix a thought. And let me ask you this question: how long have you tried to stop a thought? How long have you ran away from those thoughts? It's exhausting. Why not try the opposite? Because the opposite is what will lead you to healing. The opposite is what will stop you from having those thoughts. And what is the opposite that I'm talking about? To accept those thoughts, to allow those thoughts to be there. Because for months now, for years now, you have proved that trying to stop a thought, fearing your own thoughts won't work. And I understand, because those anxious thoughts are scary. You just want to run away. You don't want to think about them. But running away makes you have more of those thoughts. It will make those thoughts have a grip on you. The best example that I always give is that you can't try not to think of a pink elephant. The moment you try to run away, like you don't want to think of a pink elephant, you will always think of it. So don't fear your own thoughts. It will lead you to take inspired action of always, trying to stop it, adding mental stories, mentally figuring out. And me, the best part of anxiety is that, I could be having those thoughts, but no one knew that I was having those thoughts. So already it was easy for me to accept or allow, because no one else knew my struggle. You can literally be in town, but, just allowing those thoughts to be there, just accepting those thoughts. And those thoughts don't prevent you from doing what you want. You drag yourself around, you do your thing with those thoughts there. And one day you'll just realize, okay, when you're busy doing your thing, not you waiting for them to disappear, that won't work. When you're just busy doing your thing, then you realize, oh, I no longer experience these thoughts. That thought just went away. It will just be like an oops moment. So don't fear your own thoughts. It is one of the reasons why you are still stuck with your thoughts, because when the brain sees something is a threat you are fearing, it will bring you more of those thoughts. So those are the 5 reasons why you experience crazy thoughts. If you have always asked yourself, okay, why do I have these thoughts? Pre-anxiety, I never used to have these thoughts. I was calm, I had this peace, but right now those are the 5 reasons why you are experiencing those thoughts. So if you have watched this video up to this point, a thumbs up for this video, like this video, comment down below what are some of the behaviors that I've talked about that you resonate to. Comment down below, and also share this video to other people who may like it. If you find value in these videos, kindly hit that subscription button. Otherwise, if you want to work one-on-one with me, I have a coaching program where I help people overcome anxiety disorders. But don't join if you're looking for a quick fix, because the brain, we're about retraining the brain. It's about rewiring the brain. My work is to guide you out of the anxiety cycle, but the work is done mostly by you. So if you're not ready to put in the work, if you're not ready to, be patient, if you're not ready to play your part, don't join. Recovery from anxiety, the time that I started seeing significant change was 6 months. So if you want to work one-on-one with me, use this WhatsApp or this email to reach out to me. Otherwise, let's meet on the next one.